Hi, everyone. So I am interrupting my morning routine it's my morning, like my morning. I don't know where the fuck to place the emphasis, but it's 12:30 in the afternoon, and to me, this is morning time. I just got up a little while ago, and part of my morning routine is to read a chapter in a physical book. And I say physical because, I listen to audiobooks, I read, Kindle. But anyways, so, I'm reading, if you're familiar with, psychology, or if you've listened to, I don't know, Mayim Bialik's podcast, because she talks about him a lot. Gabor Mate, I am not good with names. Gabor Mate, I don't know. You probably have heard of this dude. He's old. He's been around for a while. And I've known about him for years. I just haven't gotten around to reading a book of his. Alicia has so many of them. She probably has all of them. And so I finished, this is totally not how I'm already on a tangent, but whatever. There's this book called, I don't know if I mentioned this before, How to Be an Adult in Relationships. It's by David Rico. Really good book. Holy shit. Talk about, you cannot read that book and not, put yourself on blast. That is such a good book. I learned so much. And so I finished that one, and I'm like, what do I read next? So I go to our library of physical books, which are mostly hers, and, I don't ever have to buy another physical book again, because she's got so many of them that I haven't read yet. And so I went eeny, meeny, miny, ho, and I picked out Gabor Mate's Scattered Minds. And it's about ADD. I'm just going to refer to it as ADD because that's what he does in his book. But I know that there's the hyperactivity part of it. So I don't know if it's ADD or ADHD or whatever. But, I know that what the age means, but anyways, so I wanted to read this, page and a half, maybe just a total of a page. Oh my God, this is what I sound like an hour after getting up. Not even, I haven't even been awake for a fucking hour. You ever get up and you're starting your morning routine and you're enjoying what you're doing, and then your mind is already thinking about, oh my God, I can't wait to go do this next thing. That's what every morning is like for me. So I wanted to just interrupt my chapter to read you this part because I'm trying to understand Alicia. I always want to understand people, and she's not the easiest to understand when it comes to some of her stuff. I'll just read this and then talk about it. So this is from Scattered Minds, and this is this section I just now read helped me understand ADHD. I don't even know if that fucking makes sense. I don't understand all of it, but anyways, I'm just going to read. Let's see, it's page 12. Okay, he says, this absence of mind is one cause of the distractibility and short attention spans that bedevil the adult or child with ADD, except around activities of high interest and motivation. There is an almost active not noticing, as if a person purposefully went out of her way to be oblivious of what is around her. I compliment my wife for a new decoration in our living room, only to be told that the very same item has been in that place for months or even years. The distractibility fosters chaos. You decide to clean your room, which typically looks like a tornado has just passed through. You pick a book off the floor and move to replace it on the shelf. As you do so, you notice that 2 volumes of poetry by William Carlos Williams are not stacked side by side. Forgetting the debris on the floor, you lift one of the volumes to place it beside its companion. Turning a page, you begin to read a poem. The poem has a classical reference in it, which prompts you to consult your guide to Greek mythology. Now you are lost because one reference leads to another, and an hour later, your interest in classical mythology exhausted for the moment, you return to your intended task. You are hunting for the missing half of a pair of socks that has gone on furlough, perhaps permanently, when another item of clothing on the floor reminds you that you have laundry to wash before the evening. As you head downstairs, laundry hamper in arm, the telephone rings. Your plan to create order in your room is now doomed. Completely lacking in the ADD mind is a template for order, a mental model of how order comes about. You may be able to visualize what a tidy and organized room would look like, but the mindset to do the job is missing. To begin with, there is a profound reluctance to discard anything. Who knows when you might need that copy of The New Yorker that has gathered dust for 3 years without even being looked at. There's a little space for anything. You never feel you can master the confused mess of books, papers, magazines, pieces of clothing, compact discs, letters to be answered, and sundry other objects. You only shift portions of the chaos from one place to another. Should you nevertheless succeed now and then, you know full well that the order is temporary. Soon you will be throwing things around again, seeking some needed item you are sure you saw recently in some obscure nook or cranny. The law of entropy rules. Order is fleeting, chaos is absolute. A few people with ADD have extraordinary mechanical skills and are able to dismantle and assemble complex objects, pieces of machinery, and the like almost intuitively. Coordination difficulties affect most others, particularly in the area of fine motor control. Things are dropped, feet are stepped on, balls fly in the wrong direction, objects piled on top of each other during cleanup are fated to come crashing down, telephone numbers are scribbled with the digits in the wrong order. Even if it's possible to read what was written, you will still get the number wrong. Oh my God, guys. How'd you like that story time? So this is only at the beginning of the book, and I already feel like, oh, that's why Alicia's room's always fucked up. I have been after her. This sounds ridiculous. I'm not trying to be a parent, and I haven't been after her in a while. I mean, I used to be, but, her room, oh my God, she's not orderly. She's, a very messy person. Her room, I'm sure there have been plenty of episodes where I've bitched about the disorder in her room. There's no way I haven't bitched about that yet, but now I kind of this helped me understand a lot, just these few paragraphs. And this is kind of interesting to me because, anybody can sit there and be this is happening because of this. And I don't know how to, my words are just what happened to my words? They went away. I don't know. I feel like I have not experienced ADHD. I mean, maybe some of you out there would argue otherwise, and maybe I do have ADHD and don't even realize it, but I highly suspect that I do not have ADHD. Because that does not sound like me, what I just read. That sounds like Alicia. And not understanding ADHD, that is the one thing I have always been, I've always found it difficult to wrap my mind around the concept of attention deficit disorder. I definitely think that kids get diagnosed with it way too easily, but I've never been able to quite understand what the big deal is. To me, it just sounded not that. What'd you say? Huh? Well, I forgot what I was going to say now, because you interrupted me, because you're so cute. Do I have treats? Sorry, guys, this is so unprofessional. This is my soul kitty. Here you go. Go get them. Really sorry about that. Uh-oh, my phone went. Oh, there it goes. Oh my God. So sorry, guys. This is just me after an hour of being up, not even. Does anybody else act this way? Okay, now that he's gone, I forgot what I was saying. Basically, okay, I know that this is just one aspect of ADHD, and the fact that, this helped me understand why the fuck my wife is just, she leaves trails. She doesn't pick up after herself, and I'm not complaining. It sounds like I am, but after 12 years of being together, I'm just stating facts at this point. I'm not complaining. She leaves trails. I pick up after her. You can just tell where the fuck this bitch has been. And I guess that's normal, but I don't know. You can't always tell where I've been, because when I do something, I put it back. When I take, things have their place. And to her, There's no such thing. So now I don't have to feel frustrated when I'm picking up her room for like the 1,000th time and wondering like, why is it so hard? Like, this can't be that difficult. And I feel bad that my mind goes to those kinds of thoughts, like just assumes the worst, like, oh, you're just lazy. And it's frustrating because I know that this is like an aspect of autism that people struggle with. And like, I haven't experienced ADHD. I have no idea what that does to somebody's mind. I don't know. Like, if I haven't experienced it and this is just one of those things, then I don't understand it. I can't make sense of it. It's almost like it's not real. I don't even know if that makes sense, but do you know what I mean? And so I just got done reading this part that I read to you guys, and I just felt like a light bulb went off. Like, oh my God, like this is how her mind is. And what a weird thing to discover and understand so many years after being with somebody. But, like, we're humans. We're complex creatures, man. Sometimes, like, people don't even figure themselves all the way out before they die. But I don't know where that came from. But anyways, I just wanted to read that because I know I've been chatting with some of you and you're like, I don't quite understand ADD either. So I'm not the only one. And I don't even know if like those few paragraphs I read, like if you guys just heard that and you're like, really? Like she gleaned all of that off of that. I don't know. But to me, I wanted to read it because I was like, oh my God, now I can stop judging her because I hate being judgy. And now I can stop assuming that, like, my wife is just lazy all around. Like, she's not. She actually is, like, trying her very best to keep her life in order. And she's always struggled with her room. And so now I can go and straighten stuff up and throw things away and clean up after her and not just be irritated half the time. Like, oh, my God, when is she going to get it? Because she might not ever get it. Or does it even matter? It doesn't, really. I'm her spouse. I love her. I will pick up after her until the day that I die. Or if she goes first, whatever. I hope that didn't sound morbid, but I don't know what this episode's going to sound like. There's a good chance that in like 6 hours, I'll forget that I even recorded. And so I don't know what that says about me, but okay, sorry for however this sounded. The point was maybe somebody can hear this too and feel less judgmental about their spouse or their person or whoever. I really just now thought about just not publishing this episode, but 13 minutes, I can't just let that go to waste. So if you got this far, you got to listen to this too. And thanks and goodbye.